Hey guys, and welcome back. It's time to talk about target audiences and the importance of defining target audience, recognizing who the target audience is so early in the process, and the influence on it on the entire process of concepting a digital product, building it, and further improving it down the line. We gotta know who the target audience is. We're gonna look at it from our own perspective. We're gonna try to recognize what are the actual perspectives of recognizing those target audiences. So let's get started. And Bella, are you my target audience? If my target audience is sleeping already, then this show has no point, right? So listen to me. Let's get started. Bella, do you follow? Okay. So we're gonna elaborate and assume who the target audience is from my own perspective. So let's use Meet Me At application. If you haven't watched the previous episode, please do. I'm just gonna briefly touch base what it is. It's an app which I'm gonna use to share my location and the location of the meeting spot where I wanna meet my clients. I can follow as they're approaching the location. And why I wanna do that? I wanna demonstrate capabilities of the team I have, so they can use one nice application and already pre-approve me for whatever they need me for. It's just fun. It gives me some nice opportunities. For example, if I can see as somebody is approaching the location, I can be a good host and go outside and meet them and greet them, right? They will feel much better when meeting with me. Try to put yourself in my position and you'll know what I'm talking about. But what are different scenarios that I can use for this app? So let's give it a chance. Let's give it more life than its core purpose. Let's expand the core purpose, actually. So how about we're going to celebrate 9 years of Engineers, one of my businesses, on September 14th. And we're going to throw a big party. And I'm going to share a location of where the party is going to happen to everybody that I want to invite. But the location will be unknown. The link won't be active until 1 hour ahead of the start. As soon as the link becomes active, everybody will be notified, and they will enter the process, and whoever is coming, they will show up on the map. Everybody will show up on the map and the location where the meeting is, where the party is, and it will be so much fun looking, huge amount of people joining, going to one location and following as they will be arriving to the location. Bella, okay? She'll come too. What's other use case? I could be using it when traveling. Let's say personal travel for fun and city hopping. So I may go with my family to, I don't know, Florence and look around the city, shop a little bit, have some good wine, and probably my wife and daughters will want to go shopping, and I'll want to go and just have that bottle of wine myself, right? So as we split, we want to stay family safe. So I want to see where they are, they want to see where I am, and we want to see the location where we're going to meet. So we all have a kind of point of reference where we are around the city. And as we are approaching or not, it's always easy to pick up the phone, make a call if something needs to be agreed on. That brings an idea. As you're going through this process, ideas will pop up as in the previous milestone. Again, take those ideas, write them down on the side, as we don't want to spend time on expanding idea, nor we want to expand idea right now, but we want to give it some viable chances of modifications and different approaches to what the core functionality is. So just write it down. One of those being, we need to exchange a few words. Do we need a chat inside an app or not? Questionable, we're putting on the side, is just an idea. What else? I'm often playing basketball once, twice a week, and I'm often changing locations. So why not having, when the group of people agrees where we're going to play basketball, we share a location of it so everybody sees where we are going, and we can see if somebody is running late or not, because if we have a fixed term of 1 hour, somebody is running late, do we wait for him, or we start playing without him, or whatever. So another interesting use case. Again, from different perspective, we had business, we had travel, now we have recreational sports, which makes me thinking, how about meeting with somebody for hiking, for example? So we're meeting somewhere in the field, sharing location. There is very interesting because as one of the questioning of the idea in the previous episode was, why use anything else than Google or Apple Maps? Well, these apps navigate me using known roads. I'm meeting somewhere that doesn't have known roads, so sharing a location which is not on a path is interesting because I don't need navigation, I just need to point where it is. I'm gonna just follow the point. What else? Let me see, I've taken some notes here. I can't really speak all this from my head, which is normal. But yeah, that's about it that I wrote down. There's more, but let's keep it short to some extent. Now, what is the key problem here? Key problem here is that I'm looking at target audiences from my own perspective. So I'm my key target audience, which may lead me to be my only target audience and definitely leading this project to fail. And if that is happening to you, you definitely have to change something. But as I mentioned, I mentioned business use case, travel use case, recreational sports use case. So let's think about who these people are. So somebody in business, that's not me. Somebody traveling, that's not me. We can expand there so much. And sports, somebody that's not me. Now, we just mentioned everybody is in business one way or another. Everybody's traveling one way or another. And everybody's doing sports one way or another. So does that mean that everybody is my target audience? That's again a mistake. So you can't be your own target audience and everybody cannot be a target audience. That's why we need to define who this target audience is. Okay? How are we going to do that? Well, let's try to, let's do a little questionnaire survey. We're gonna pop to, first of all, closest people around us, and then second of all, through social and business networks, and see their actions, their reactions, and how they respond to it. Very important is that we don't want to ask them about, do they think the app will succeed, the business will succeed. The app or the business will succeed because you can make it succeed, not because somebody think will make it succeed, nor the end product itself. The product must work, but you're the one that will use the product to make the business. So don't care what people say about will it work or not. You just need to recognize if they find themselves in the use case, and if they see the explanation of your product will be suitable for them, and say, okay, yeah, that's interesting, I could use it. I see the point. They just need to see the point. So what is the point of this little research? The only point is to prove to yourself that you're not the only target audience. You're going to present it to different groups of people, and if they show interest, that means that you are not wrong in what you want to achieve. So we have identified different use cases, four actually. One is for business purposes, travel purposes, recreational sports, and what else? Parties. Yeah. So let's just choose one. You're gonna do each four, and very simply create a statement and a question that relates to it. You're gonna reveal what is the intention, but you're not gonna go into details of what the product is and how it works. Rather, just a lead to recognition of what it is. So let me just, I've written down one question. It relates to travel, and where it is, yeah. Imagine you're traveling with a group of friends and you're exploring Florence. So that's the statement. You're putting somebody in the situation that you want them to be in order to recognize something. So the question is, could you recognize a situation where you would all split across the city with the goal to meet somebody a bit later? If so, how great would it be that you could have an app where you could always see where each one of you is in relation to the meeting location? So I haven't explained what the product is. I just put somebody in a situation and ask them, would they recognize a need or a benefit or something? If you have affirmative answers, confirmative in terms of this statement, then it means you're not your only target audience and somebody else sees a point in it. That's all we need right now. We are moving on to action number 3, and we're going to start actually defining who the target audience is. So we have assumed from our own perspective, we have checked that it's not only our own perspective but somebody else's as well. And we're going to the third action. Third action is we're going to ask who is our target audience, how and when will they use the product, and why would they use the product. In terms of the Meet Me At application, I have identified target audience as friends. We have to elaborate on those. Business people, but anybody in business is the colleagues, employees, associates, clients, anything business related. Then we have tourists, which can be wide really, so we have to go into segmentation of that obviously. I'll go into details. And then we have recreational athletes, again something we can go deeply inside and elaborate who they are and define segmentations in the next step. As we have identified who, explain who they are, really explain that person. A friend, who is a friend? Somebody that I would occasionally have a coffee with, somebody I spend most of the time of the day with, somebody I would call every time I am sad or happy, somebody I would always call to go watch a movie. So explain who these people are and give them a character, recognize them as a key actor. You know, we are talking about the target audience. Audience is actual people, who these people are. Explain them so you know different ways of how they could use this app and how you could use this app in relation to them. So third question is how and when. How will they use the app? When would they use the app? Explain. Not yet why, just how and when. So let's say tourists, we have explained them as many different ways. So let's say it's a family traveling together to explore a city. It can be a group of people traveling to watch a football game in Barcelona. So again, we have a group of people as a tourist group. It could be a group of people gathered around tourist guide that is leading them to see Eiffel Tower. So we have an unknown group within a common goal of meeting somewhere. So elaboration of each of the of everything that one target audience can be, very important, especially in the segmentation in the next step. How would you use the product? Let's use the family again, and when would you use the product? So we are splitting so that everybody can do everything in their own interest and meet back again. So I'm gonna say, okay, let's meet at this restaurant we ate last time. Here's the link, everybody gets it. We are all shared inside the app. Everybody can see where everybody is. And we know the meeting time, so we have a common goal and we feel safe around being related. In the other use case where you have a group of people that are not related, it's not about feeling safe or whatever. We just want to know if somebody is lost or taking more time, or is it actually that we're going to meet at the time that we're going to meet. So a lot of potential discussion there. Finally, why? We want to know each other whereabouts because we simply have to meet at certain time, at certain location. Let's see, this group of people came by bus, exploring the city and meeting at the bus again 3 hours later. So a tourist guide must know if somebody is coming late, if they're coming in time, how far they are. Maybe they're too far, so they need to call them up and say, you need half hour to get here, move your ass. So why? Because simply like that for each of the scenarios identified. So target audience, who this target audience is, explain it, when and how would you use the product, explain, and then why, because I need that. Or the why can be flexible. It can be must because of this and that, or because I feel better, or it gives me some benefit, or it simply improves an experience of doing something. Going to action number 4, we have to recognize obvious segmentation within a group. We have partially done that part of the job in the previous section, but let's state it formally now. So let's look at the tourists as a group of people and who the tourists may be. It may be a group, or it could be a family. It could be a group of friends traveling together. So look at the segmentation. Family is somebody that goes to a city for experience of family gathering. So it's totally different from a group of friends traveling to watch a football game in Barcelona. So you recognize the obvious segmentation within. We're totally two different groups. So what is the product? What are the features that obviously are different because we are so different, and what is the feature that puts them together because they have the common goal? Third one being a tourist guide who gathers a group of people and leads them around the city. So why would this tourist guide need to have locations of these people and the point where they're going together or meeting at certain time? Then it could be a teacher leading a group of kids to excursions. So she wants to know wherever these kids are as they separate or meet together, or they could be just always together, but somebody may wander off. And this can go on and on. But right now we have identified that we're not only looking at families and travel on its own, we are looking also at educational purposes. We're looking also at travel agencies. We are looking at recreational athletes as well in this target audience, as this is a group of people going to watch a game in different city, but this is the group of people that would also go and play football every weekend. So that's how we're getting into recognizing and understanding who the target audience is, because if we understand them and can look at using the product from their own perspective, we'll know what and how will they use the product. And that leads us to a situation that we can find 100 different entries to application from 100 different angles, and how to recognize one common goal and how everybody uses from all different perspectives one core feature to achieve a goal and improve the way of life or work. That's why in the first milestone we have extracted the core, because the core is the common point of everybody around the core. And now different use cases are the things that make application different, and how we adapt to those, how we market those, but still use that core, because everybody needs to recognize it and it needs to work the same for all, even though they're so different. There are 4 key premises which make the value of this process and this milestone 2 relevant, and we have to do a sanity check against these 4 to make sure we're on the good path. And also the sanity check will confirm the quality and validity of this process. So let's talk about these. First of all, am I getting the vision of the MVP requirements? What this actually means. I have identified what the core of the product is and what are the potential ideas how to grow the product. I have identified various target audiences, and starting from only me as the key actor, I have identified so many. So I need to be able to extract what is the MVP of the product and keep it as simple as possible so everybody has a use of it, and then all the decoration and all the different ideas keep on the side, because from so many target audiences, maybe I have 10 with 10 different segmentations within, so it's 100 different audiences basically, maybe only 2 will work. So if I have failed on 98, I'm potentially still successful because these 2 will work for me. So if I had only 1 or 5, there's only a small chance of success, but if I have identified so many different target audiences, have a much better chance of success. So if I identified what is the MVP of the product which serves all different target audiences and the key features are serving all of them, that means that if I have developed a product that serves only different target audiences and I fail with them, I will fail with the product. But if the MVP of the product can serve everybody from the target audiences with that core features, I will not fail. The product will not fail because it failed on half or majority of the target audiences. I hope you got that point. Second of all, I'm spending less money and less time to release the product because I'm not building all the ideas I have about the product. I just need to build the core so everybody can use it, and once they start using and I'm recognizing who the target audience is that is using it or who are the target audiences, then I know what is the next set of ideas I want to implement, because these are the obvious target audiences and the obvious features influenced by the target audiences. So right now I can start planning also how I build this product in different phases. So let's say this is a set of features for the core product, and then I have 10 different features I want to implement depending on what is the target audience that is accepting my product. So again, I'm not developing for 100 different audiences and 100 different features. I'm developing just the core features that every target audience can use. What I'm achieving there, I'm not building too much that nobody will use. I'm just building what everybody will use. Then I recognize in the future stages of the product who my actual target audience is, and then I'm adapting to them and building a product for them. Last but not least, a very important point. Building a digital product and having it ready for production and the first users is just such a small step you have to take against running the business and winning your audience. Marketing will be the major spend you'll have for your product, not the build of the product, but reaching the target audience. So being able to plan how you're going to reach target audience so early in the process, this is just the first week of concepting digital product. We need at least 3 months to get it live, but we're already planning. Many startup fails, many products fails, many businesses based on a product fail because they build a product and then start thinking about target audience and how they're gonna reach it. You're late 3 months, buddy. You have to start planning that straight away. So even though if you recognize that you're gonna fail, you haven't spent too much money. You just, the furthest you went, you build the product or you almost build the product. But if you build it and then you didn't use this process of clearing out the clutter and just building what you must build, then you've built too much that nobody's gonna use. Spend so much money into building it without planning how you're going to market it, and you just wasted so much time and so much money, and just it was better just go fishing. You'll spend the time better, you know. Hey guys, I really hope I brought you value with this episode of the Digital Product Concepting and Innovation. Go ahead, subscribe, share this, pass it on, and let me know what you think.